Oliver Kane stood in the elegant restaurant lobby, his jaw tight with frustration. At 37, he had learned to recognize manipulation when he saw it. His business partner Marcus had set up this blind date, assuring him it would be low-key. Instead, Oliver had arrived to find his 6-year-old daughter Lily waiting at the table Marcus had arranged for the nanny to bring her. Claiming it would make the evening more comfortable, Oliver knew exactly what this was, a test to see if his date could handle the reality of dating a single father. He hated being set up, and he especially hated his daughter being used as a prop daddy. "Are you leaving?" Lily asked, appearing beside him in her pink dress. "Yes." "Sweetheart," Oliver said, taking her hand. "This was a mistake." "But the lady is here," Lily said, pointing toward the dining room. Oliver turned to see a woman in a light blue dress and cream cardigan standing near their reserved table. She looked as confused as he felt. She was younger than him, maybe early 30s, with blonde hair and an uncertain smile. "That doesn't matter," Oliver said. "We're going home." "But Daddy," Lily protested, tugging his hand. "She's nice." "You haven't even met her," Oliver replied. "I did," Lily said. "When Nanny brought me in, I was worried because I didn't know why I was here. And the lady came over and asked if I was okay. She said her name is Claire, and she seemed worried about me, too." Oliver paused. He looked back at Claire, who was now speaking with the hostess, clearly trying to figure out what was happening against his better judgment. Oliver walked back into the dining room. Lily skipped ahead. Pulling him along, Claire turned as they approached, and Oliver saw relief cross her face. "You must be Oliver," she said, extending her hand. "I'm Claire Bennett. I think we've both been set up, so it seems," Oliver replied. Shaking her hand, "Your business partner Marcus called me yesterday," Claire explained. "He said you were a single dad looking to get back into dating, and that you'd appreciate meeting someone patient and understanding." She glanced at Lily. "He didn't mention he'd be bringing your daughter as a surprise test." "I didn't know either," Oliver said. His anger deflating slightly, Claire knelt down to Lily's level. "Hi again." "Lily," she said warmly, "I'm glad your dad came back. I was worried I'd have to eat dinner all alone." "We could eat with you," Lily offered. If Daddy says it's okay, Oliver found himself in an impossible position. He wanted to leave on principle. But Lily was looking at Claire with open curiosity. And Claire seemed genuinely kind. "One dinner," he heard himself say. "But I'm calling Marcus tomorrow to tell him this was inappropriate." "I'll call him tonight," Claire said with a slight smile. "I've known Marcus since college, and he needs to hear this sooner." They sat down at the table. The situation was awkward, but Claire handled it with grace. She asked Lily about school and listened with genuine interest. She complimented Lily's dress and made her laugh with a silly joke. "What do you do?" Oliver asked, trying to establish some normal conversation. "I'm a pediatric occupational therapist," Claire replied. "I work with children who have developmental challenges, helping them build skills for daily living." "That sounds rewarding," Oliver said. "It is," Claire agreed, "though it can be emotionally demanding sometimes." As dinner progressed, Oliver found himself relaxing despite his initial anger. Claire was easy to talk to, and more importantly, she treated Lily with respect rather than trying too hard to impress. "Can I be honest about something?" Claire said as they waited for dessert. "Please," Oliver replied. "I almost didn't come tonight," Claire admitted. "I've been on too many blind dates where men see my work with children and assume I'm desperate to be a mother. Or they think I'll be perfect stepmother material before we've even had a conversation." She looked at Oliver directly. "I'm not here to audition for a role in your life. I'm here because Marcus said you were interesting and genuine, and I hoped that might be true." Oliver respected her candor. "I almost left because I thought this was exactly that kind of audition," he confessed. "Using Lily to see how you'd react felt manipulative." "It was," Claire agreed. "But for what it's worth, I'm glad I got to meet her. She's clearly smart and kind." Lily beamed at the compliment after dinner. Oliver walked Claire to her car. Lily held both their hands. Swinging between them, "I'm sorry about tonight," Oliver said. "This wasn't fair to you." "It wasn't fair to either of us," Claire replied. "Or to Lily." She paused at her car, but despite the setup, I enjoyed meeting you both. Daddy, can we see Claire again? Lily asked. Oliver looked at his daughter, then at Claire. Would you want to? He asked Claire. Properly this time, without Marcus's interference? I'd like that, Claire said. Maybe coffee sometime? Just the two of us? That sounds perfect, Oliver replied over the next few weeks. Coffee became regular Claire, and Oliver discovered they had more in common than Marcus's clumsy matchmaking had suggested. She understood the challenges of single parenthood because she worked with families every day. He appreciated her dedication to her work and her honest communication. When Oliver eventually introduced Claire to Lily again, it was planned and appropriate. They went to a children's museum, and Claire treated it as spending time with Lily, not auditioning for approval. You're different from other people Daddy dates, Lily observed as they looked at an exhibit. How so? Claire asked. You talk to me like I'm a real person, Lily said. Not like I'm a test. Claire knelt down. That's because you are a real person, she said simply. And I'm not here to pass a test. I'm here because I like spending time with you and your dad. 6 months into their relationship, Oliver and Claire sat on his porch after Lily had gone to bed. Can I tell you something? Oliver asked, always. That first night, when Marcus set us up with Lily as a surprise, I was ready to hate you, Oliver admitted. I know, Claire said. I could see it in your face. But then Lily said you were nice, Oliver continued. And I realized she saw something I was too angry to notice. What was that? Claire asked. That you treated her with kindness without expecting anything in return, Oliver said. You were worried about a confused little girl before you even knew who she was to me. Claire smiled. She was sitting alone in a fancy restaurant looking lost. Of course I was worried. That's exactly my point, Oliver said. You saw a child who needed reassurance, not an opportunity to impress her father. He took her hand. You were nice, and I was too defensive to appreciate it. I understand why, Claire said. You were protecting Lily. That's what good fathers do. A year after that chaotic first dinner, Oliver proposed, not at the same restaurant, but at home, with Lily present. I want Lily to be part of this, Oliver explained, because this isn't just about us. It's about our family. Claire said yes. They married 6 months later in a simple ceremony. Lily was the flower girl and took her job very seriously. During the reception, Marcus approached them with an apologetic smile. I know I crossed a line with that setup, he said. You did, Oliver agreed. But I suppose it worked out. Only because Claire is genuinely kind, Oliver's new wife interjected. Not because of your matchmaking skills, Marcus laughed. Fair enough. Years later, when people asked how they met, Oliver would tell the truth about the manipulative setup and his initial anger, about walking out and being stopped by a 6-year-old simple observation, but Daddy, she's nice. 4 words that changed everything, because Lily had seen what Oliver's defensiveness had hidden, that sometimes the right person appears in the wrong way, that kindness transcends circumstances, that children often recognize truth before adults do. Oliver had been ready to dismiss Claire based on principle, but his daughter had looked past the uncomfortable situation to the person beneath, and she'd been right. Claire was nice, not in a superficial, trying to impress way, but genuinely, fundamentally kind, the kind of person who worried about a confused child in a restaurant, the kind of person who called out manipulation while staying gracious, the kind of person who built a family through choice and respect. Sometimes the worst first impressions lead to the best relationships. Sometimes we need a child's perspective to see clearly, and sometimes listening to, but she's nice, is the wisest decision we can make. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment about a time when a child's simple observation changed your perspective.